Hi guys, welcome to Katastrophy Cosplay. First episode. I wanted this to be my first episode just because of how much it means to me for all these cosplayers out there. The thing I hear the most is, oh, I really want to do this cosplay. I would love to do this cosplay, but the character has such short hair and my hair is so long, I don't want to cut it. You don't have to cut it. Oh, but it can't fit under a wig. It totally can. So, I used to have hair down to my waist, and I'd wear super short wigs. You could do it, it just takes a little bit of extra prep work. I'm going to show you how to do that today. Some essential things you need are right here. So first we have, of course, you'll need your wig. I just have a collection of short wigs because we'll show you these today. Definitely need a wig cap, bobby pins, little hair scrunchies, not the thick ones, those kind of get a little clunky. Optional items are things like beeswax for the hair, color spray, hairspray, which I don't have on the table because we're not using that, or colored shadow. But we go ahead and get my model in here, and I'll show you how to get long hair up into a short wig without seeing any hair, without it being too clunky or anything like that. So let's go. So this is definitely a mid-length hair model. This style can work with you. Shorter hair, longer hair, all the way down to your butt, whatever. But it's very easy to work with no matter what length hair you have. So this is our model for today. All right. So it's always easier when you brush out first. Go ahead, tilt your head back a little bit. And then you can do it a number of different ways. I find it easiest to French braid. So I'm going to quickly do that. Also, doing a French braid makes it a little bit more seamless and you don't have all those bumps from just pinning your hair here and down here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going under a wig. No one's going to see it.
Usually the other thing I've noticed with French braids is it's a lot easier to get all the little bits and pieces of hair that might be sticking out from a braid into one confined area.
Yeah. This is such a pretty red. It's so shiny.
Yeah, I'm lucky my hair seems to take color well.
It's like however the light hits it, bam. And this is really good for any length of hair, really. I mean, I would do this when my hair was down to my waist, like all the way down. And it held it just fine. All right, so you just need a little band here to tie it off. Alright, and if your hair is really long, you can pull it up, and I would just do a crown of it all the way around. This here, very easy just to come up through here, and it makes it nice and even and smooth. That way, again, you don't have those lumps when you have a wig on. And you just put pins in it, go ahead, tilt like that, just to hold it in place. And most people don't like wig caps for some reason. I find them super helpful. Easiest way to do it is to come from the back, go forward. Yeah, you're gonna have a whole bunch of this going on, but that's just where you start tucking. And if I start hurting you and you want to do it, that's why.
So far, so good.
Really? Really? Come on. Sorry. Come on, you. Don't be like that. You went on just fine earlier.
Now, for someone who has not worn a wig before, what does a wig cap exactly do for
A wig cap keeps all the hair up in place.
Okay.
So you see how you have like all this hair like that? This will keep it out of the way. Some people like to do a like hairspray instead, but I hate how hairspray feels. Like a lot.
Two of us.
And it just kind of feels crunchy, especially when you have it under a wig. It just feels really weird and awkward.
Well, and the other thing I think with that is I'd imagine that would get very sweaty and then you'd have hairspray running all over the place.
That too. You want to make sure you have it everything underneath here as best you can, especially around the bang line. Come on. There we go. And still sometimes we'll have little bits down here. So we take a bobby pin and it helps hold it in place. There's a number of different things you could do to keep the little bits around the scalp edge in place. Bobby pins, you can use your hairspray. Introduced to something recently, beeswax for hair. Also works really well to keep stuff in place. And just, oops, sorry, sweetie.
It's okay.
It keeps those little flyaways tucked nice and in there. Now, most wigs will have little straps underneath. These are also important to have. I don't know if you can see that there. So you just have it set to, takes a little trial and error, figure out what size is best for you. But you'll need these hooked on in some way to help for the next step. And once again, you work from the back to the front. It's a little hard to see, but then you'll take these straps here on the bottom. And this one popped out a little bit, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Come on, there we go. You pull the strap a little bit and you have it help pick up. So that way it really latches onto the scalp. Of course, this side stayed on just fine. So you want to make sure that go ahead, turn this way a little bit. The line of the wig is with your natural hairline to give it as much of a natural look as possible. See, all that long hair under a nice short wig. You can't see it.
Really, it doesn't even really feel that different.
That's good. There we go. Ta-da! How's that feel?
I feel like you can move around in it a good bit, which is helpful.
Yeah, it's not going to fall off or anything. Yeah. Now, I mean, if it does start to slip or fall off, then you just need to tighten those straps on the inside a little bit more. But again, this is a good set for you.
Yeah, but right where it is, it's tight enough that I can tell it's going to stay on, but it's not cutting off my circulation.
Now, there are a few different things, other things you can do if you're worried about your hairline down here. Say you're wearing a darker wig, or actually any color wig, whatever. A little bit of color spray, and before you put the wig on, just a light dusting of the color spray around the scalp edge will help it blend a bit too. It's more of a powdery feel than hairspray, but that's just a way you can go about it. But again, you don't really need anything. That's just if you feel like you need a little something extra, or if your hair does come down a little bit further naturally. All right, so here it is completely on. Again, we have the scalp of the wig flush against hers where her natural hairline is. That way it gives it a more natural look. Again, her hair is pretty long, but you can't see anything. You want to turn this side a little bit? Again, you can't see it through all this. It's a short wig. Again, if you're worried about little bits here and there, color spray, use color spray for it. You could use eyeshadow as long as you put finishing powder on it or finishing spray. Beeswax Also super slick, keeps things in place. Hairspray. Again, number of different things to do. Experiment, see what you like. Again, we personally don't like spray just because it's just the feel of it. But again, purple. Alright, now this one here is kind of a generic sort of cosplay or crossplay wig, whatever. But I just want to show you the difference between having a wig cap on and not. So, it's kind of alright, but you really see her hair, nice and red, peeking out through here. Go ahead, turn. The sides underneath, it just does not want to stay underneath no matter what we do with pins or anything. It just wants to escape, and that wig cap really helps keep things in. But, I mean, it's not too bad. Mm-hmm. Especially if you want to have kind of, a little layered look with your own hair color, whatever.
Yeah. The other thing,
whatever you're doing.
The other thing I noticed with this one without the cap is this one wants to move more than the other ones.
There you go. So, again, just benefits to having a wig cap. It's a little weird, but I mean, they're also super cheap. Like $1 for 2 of them in a package. It's really not that much to just make things so much easier for you when you're wearing a wig anyway. It's a cat. Alright, well, that's it. Thank you for joining us for Catastrophe.